What did it take to move expensive machinery from one place to another? Well, I'm here with Mark from Flegg Projects to find out. So Mark, who are you and what do you do?
So yeah, we're Flegg Projects. We started in 1974. We started out as a transport business, but we've always specialised in moving machines and freight that other people don't want to really get involved in. But as well as offering the transport, we also offer installations and lifting as well. Nowadays, we're probably more known as a lifting installation type business. Still do the transport for customers, but the core part of our business is much more now about lifting, installations, factory relocations, removals, site clearance, that sort of stuff.
So really, there's nothing you won't do.
Yeah, we've got lots of very interesting lifting equipment. We pride ourselves in trying to have as much of our own in-house lifting equipment because we believe that it's much better to own and operate your own lifting equipment than it is to rent it and having to be reliant on other people. So yes, we can turn our hands to all sorts of different things. Many of the machines that are here today, we can transport and lift and install as well.
Now, obviously, you're in the business of moving expensive machinery. So obviously, you have to have staff you trust.
Of course.
And you have quite a young set of staff. So what's that like?
Yeah, I mean, we've tried and have a bit of a mix because we've had other machine moving companies that haven't invested in young people. And the trouble is obviously people retire and leave the business, and that leaves you with a skill shortage, I guess. So we're very much interested in making sure that we've got some of the guys we've got are 20, 30 years with us, but we're also very keen on making sure that we bring youngsters through as well. But obviously then they learn from the experienced guys. So.
And I think that really shows that you've got people that have been with you for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And also you've got staff with you that have been there quite a short amount of time, but they all get on like it's a family.
Yeah, and that's very much what we are. We're still a family business, and it's important everybody gets on because we try and plan as much as we can that the jobs go well, but occasionally they don't. So we have to come together as a team and work well and find a solution to some quite tricky situations. So
now, Mark, I could talk to you all day on this, but I think we should talk to one of your younger members of staff to see what it's like to work for you guys. Okay. So we're going to now bring on Olle and let's find out from him what it's like. Now, Olle, you're one of the younger members of staff at Flegg. So what's that like with all the older guys running around?
It's good. I mean, I've known Jason and the guys for quite a long time, so I sort of grew up around the older guys that are in the yard. But it's good. I think I sort of bring out the youth in quite a lot of the old boys that have just sort of had enough of their day-to-day bits and pieces. I sort of come in as a bit of a whirlwind and probably annoy them on a day-to-day basis, but yeah, it's good. Enjoy it.
So what is your actual job role at Flegg?
So it's a field sales representative. That's what I do now. So I think Flegg's over the years, it's been a lot of word of mouth. You obviously see the trucks going up and down the road, but it's never been a case of looking for new customers as such and really sort of selling the service. So I've sort of been brought in now to hunt for new customers and sort of really expand the business.
And obviously you're moving really expensive equipment.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do it, so I'm leaving it to you guys.
Yeah.
But obviously you need a lot of training for that to make sure health and safety, all the regulations right. So how does Flegg help you guys in making sure you're always doing things the correct way?
So, I mean, from an early start, once you sort of start on the road at Flegg's, the whole sort of process is training. So, looking at the machinery that we operate, the forklifts that we use, and after a couple of weeks of just sort of observing what the other guys are doing, we'll then have the training course guys sort of come in, make sure that we know how to operate the equipment before we start lugging hundreds of £1,000s worth of equipment without having an idea. So, yeah, I mean, we're really hot on it now that, everyone's got a ticket, everyone's had the right training. So you know that if we're offloading a machine on site, whoever you've got there has the knowledge to be able to do it safely.
And we've been to your place and you've got some of the coolest.
We do.
As a child of being so small, some of the coolest equipment you can see.
Yeah.
And I've got to ask, what is the favourite bit of equipment you've got? And I'm hoping you say what I think it is.
Favourite bit of equipment, it's got to be the JMG.
The remote control.
The remote control JMG.
It's so cool, that.
It's cool as anything. I think if any young kid were to sort of take a look at it, they would be in awe because, you can lift 58 tonne on the hook with a controller and just watch it just skate along up the road. It's,
now, obviously, you're in quite a niche job, let's call it. There's not many people who can do what you do.
Yeah.
So what would you say to somebody now who's at school thinking, I don't know what to do, I don't know where I'm going? What would you say to them about getting into the industry you're in?
I would say definitely give it a go. Definitely give it a go. So I mean, before I sort of worked at Flegg's, I was in a completely different background. I was an estate agent for a number of years.
That's a bit of a change.
It's a bit of a change. But sort of moving into what I do now, I was on the road for a year before joining the sales team. And I mean, you travel everywhere, you get to see all these cool places, and the industry itself is really interesting once you start getting going. So it's been quite nice actually at the Mac Show, sort of speaking to quite a few students. You know, they're really interested in what we do and the equipment that we've got, obviously having the Landau here. So yeah, I think get into it, give it a go.